I've been skinny, I've been leanish, I've been in athletic shape. I've also let myself go and become a disgusting sloppy mess. And when I say let myself go, man, I fell off so hard I couldn't even recognize myself anymore. I hated who I'd become. My mind would keep me up at night, bullying me, reminding me what a worthless failure I was, and the body in the mirror was just the physical evidence. I've also been absolutely shredded, stepped on stage for a bodybuilding show, and then rebounded quite heavily soon after. Now I wake up every morning and I genuinely love what I see in the mirror. Now it's sustainable. Now I know that I'm creating a foundation that I will build upon for the rest of my life. Here's what I've learned that it took me way too long to discover.
It's who, not how. You see, the fitness industry has all of these little tips and tricks for you that make you focus on the methods, the tactics, the short-term fixes, but none of them will work if you don't fix the foundation first, which is your identity, your mindset, everything that actually makes the difference. Because nothing ever started to change for me until I stopped making the physique this end goal, this amazing result that I would be forever desperately chasing. But rather, I laid my physique as the minimum acceptable standard for what I'm willing to tolerate. Now, this was only possible once I set myself a North Star vision of the man I will become and everything that man is capable of achieving. Now, this vision I have is quite delusionally large, but it has to be, because nobody ever sets out to accomplish everything they want to. Alexander the Great wanted to conquer the whole world. You're always going to fall short, so you might as well set your sights on something massive. Now, I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty specific details of my vision, who I will become, and what that man will achieve, but just know that I plan to dominate in this whole self-improvement space. Anyway, the point is, the physique will be laid as a standard because that's exactly how that man operates. You see, that man has a very specific set of habits, thoughts, beliefs, and actions that he does on a daily basis to master himself, so that he becomes emotionally still, stable, an imposing presence, a capable leader. And the physique that comes from these habits is simply a byproduct, not the end destination. Now I've rewired my brain. I no longer am a slave to every single one of my impulses like I used to be. Now I'm approaching it with the frame of I am a machine. I need to operate at maximal efficiency to be able to reach my goals. And what does that machine run like? Well, it's fine-tuned to the T so that I can be physically capable, mentally sharp, always full of energy, and able to impose my will upon the world. Everything I'm chasing revolves around mental stability, emotional control, because that guy, he's in complete command of his thoughts and feelings. Now, let's start breaking it back down to the actual current moment and the daily mental process that I have to follow in order to stay on course. Because this guy I'm becoming, he's an absolute monster. He's a savage. He takes no prisoners, which means that every single time I step foot in the gym, it's fucking war. Not in this like hardcore 1980s bodybuilding montage way, but it's a war against myself, drowning out the little pussy bitch that's kept me stuck my whole life. Which means I need to always find a new way to raise the intensity and the focus of which I'm capable to exert. So for that, I've started to yet again go to the gym and aim to get there by 4 a.m. because there's something magical, there's something beautiful about being in a silent gym. There's no music playing at that time. It's very empty, there's hardly anyone around. There is no better time for focus and self-mastery because, let me tell you, I know quite a lot of people at that gym. I'm quite friendly. I love to chit-chat. And man, is there a better way to destroy your session than constant interruptions? So the way I'm looking at it right now is that the gym is my time for mastery. It's no longer this chaotic little attempt at having a social life. No, now it's becoming the guy who is inevitable. And I no longer give a single flying fuck about what the science says, what the industry trends are, and all of these cute little technical details that won't make any real difference. Because, man, I've literally wasted years of gains just flip-flopping around, chasing trends, trying new things, experimenting like a lunatic, because that's not how you experiment. The way to perform a proper experiment is to set a hypothesis, is to run a test, gather data, reach a conclusion, and then change only one variable at a time. Finally, I'm at a point where I have become more emotionally stable and I'm way more in control of my impulses, such that I still get the ideas, don't get me wrong. I still get random thoughts of like, oh, I should change my program around. I should change my training split. I should do a different exercise. But then I have to center myself and tell my monkey mind, no, we're following through with the plan and making failure impossible. Now, when I say failure, I mean like long-term failure. I'm not talking about muscular failure because that is inevitable. That is essential for my process. Now, I don't follow the science. I don't give a fuck that 1 rep in reserve might be just as effective for hypertrophy. I'm doing this for the soul. Like, I was training with my good friend and my old coach who prepped me for my bodybuilding show the other day. And I won't lie, I was a bit disappointed. It was kind of like a low test. I thought we were going to get fucking nuts, start, pushing each other to the limits. But it was kind of a flaccid pencil neck session. I'm not going to lie to you. Because yet again, I'm not doing this whole training thing just for optimal hypertrophy. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't be training every single day. Now, when I say training every single day, yes, I do mean with weights. However, my training split is as follows. Day 1, chest, shoulders, arms, best day of the week. Day 2, back, neck, forearms. Day 3, lower body, so the most brutal session of the week. And day number 4 is just neck and forearms and cardio. So it's essentially like a recovery day because like neck, forearms, they cost absolutely no fatigue. And then I just run this on repeat, 7 days a week. Obviously it's 4 days, so it's always going to be a different, like, falling into place. It's always going to line up to having a different day of the week as a different training session. It's not like a classic week. It's called an asynchronous split, but listen, I'm not here to tell you about all the technical nerdy details because I've already said that shit doesn't matter as much as you think. So, obviously, after these training sessions, I have to recover because muscle isn't grown in the gym. You've heard it before, right? I have to fuel my body with premium quality nutrition because the machine that I'm becoming needs fucking high octane fuel. which means that I'm primarily focused on micronutrient density. I set the baseline standard of fundamental foods that are in my daily meal plan every single day that are optimized for high testosterone nutrition, because I want to operate like a savage. I want to be mentally sharp. I want to feel dominant. You know, I don't want to eat like a brain fog bodybuilder, chicken and rice. I don't want to eat like some gay little fitness influencer who wants to still feed his sugar addiction, just making it low calorie. No, I'm eating to become inevitable. Again, tying it back to identity. The man who has achieved my wildest goals has an immaculate functioning system. And to do that, he eats the same foods every single day and never gets bored of it, because he's found a way to make it enjoyable. And that's exactly how I feel right now. Because I've realized that restriction leads to freedom. It doesn't make sense until you realize that the mental freedom you get once you no longer have to frantically hop around trying to count your calories every single meal and decide, oh, what am I going to eat here? What am I going to eat there? While constantly, trying to resist. I'm trying to resist the temptations to eat the shitty junk food and go off plan. Once you just accept the boring repetition, you realize, man, I have so much mental freedom. I have so much abundance of energy. And don't get it twisted. I'm not perfect. I'm not a robot. I eat the same foods every day, but every now and then I switch things up just a little bit. I keep the core fundamentals, but when I go off plan, I might add some extra fruit that is not normally part of the daily process. I might indulge in some dairy, some clean dairy, some different type of meat, maybe some sourdough bread on occasion. But I make sure that those off-plan meals are earned. I'm not just gonna go off track because I feel like it. No. If I have the desire to eat some food that isn't part of the regimen, I have to do something. I have to either do some extra physical activity or produce some more creative work that will make me truly enjoy it. Because let me tell you, there's nothing more hollow and empty than the feeling of trying to get pleasure from food when deep down in the back of your mind, you know, I don't deserve this. I haven't done anything today. And let me make it clear that when I say cravings and, the desire to eat different foods, my body is now finely tuned to the point that it craves only nourishment. I no longer get this sickening, overwhelming desire to go and binge on shitty processed garbage and sugary little treats. My sugary treats are fruit because my body craves nourishment. And this was only possible by cutting out all the junk, going through the period of sucking a bit where, I really, really wanted it. But once I adapted, I'll never go back. I'll never go back because I've made this so personal. I've tied this into the very core of who I am, because that's the only way to make something truly stick. You can't keep focusing on the habits and behaviors. You have to make it about your identity. I make sure that all my recovery is earned. What do I mean by this? Well, obviously, you can't just train. You have to rest as well. But here's the funny thing with rest. Your body knows how much you need to rest. It's a matter of listening to it. But a very important part of rest is obviously sleep. I have an interesting philosophy about sleep. You see, I'm very well aware that 8 hours is optimal, that in an ideal world, I would literally go to bed and wake up at the exact same time every single day. And for me now, my wake up time is 3:30 a.m, meaning I should aim to get in bed about 7 p.m. every single day, because it still takes a while to wind down and you don't get consistent 8 hours throughout the night. But here's the thing, I'm not in a season of my life where I have the luxury of getting to bed every single day at the same time, because I have to reach escape velocity. I have to put in way more effort than someone who's already gone full time on their online business, or already reached the level of career that they're happy with. No, I need to put in brute force in order to go from breaking that initial inertia that I still haven't managed to do, because I have not become the guy who can. Do you see? Everything ties back into identity. The physique is just a byproduct. This whole training, nutrition stuff, it's a stepping stone. It lays the foundation for everything else you will do in your life. Like I say, I believe 8 hours is optimal. It would be amazing, but trying to get 8 hours without earning your sleep is ridiculous. Like, a lot of you try to optimize before you've even maximized. You don't know what true intensity feels like. You have never pushed yourself to the very edge of your limits. So trying to figure out how to optimize everything now, when you still don't even know what your capabilities are, it's working in reverse. A lot of these guys you see who've become successful, who now preach, oh, get 8 hours, get 8 hours. Man, they didn't get there by doing that. They had to fucking suffer in order to reach that escape velocity and break the inertia and actually get the ball rolling. And then once the ball starts rolling, obviously it picks up momentum and it's much easier. But hey, point of the matter is, physique equals identity equals mindset. Man, I cannot stress enough how important the way you think will become how you act, and then that will feed into itself. You will reinforce your beliefs by the actions you take, and then the next set of actions are way more potent because they fuel the next set of beliefs. And so now, hear me out. I know I got a little bit rambly there, but every single action you take is a vote for who you want to become. Every single time you resist the urge to eat that shitty food, to skip your training, to half-arse it, to check your phone in between your sets, to try to message that girl who doesn't even want you back when you know you're supposed to be working. Every single time you do the opposite action of your natural instincts, you start to mold yourself into the next level of your character. And it's very important to keep that character in mind every single time you have a crossroads and you have a decision to make. Please remember this, brother. Every single sacrifice you make will recharge you. It might not seem like it in the moment. It might seem like that effort that you don't want to put in will make you more drained. You don't have the energy to do it, but the energy will come after the uncomfortable action every single time. Because the more comfort you sacrifice, the more you will be filled with this insatiable passion, this fiery fucking ambition. You have to nurture it, every single choice that you make. And once you start aligning with this identity, those choices become so much easier. Now, I'm barely even tempted to snack on some shitty food because I live with my family and there is junk everywhere. Now, I literally laugh. Every single time I get even a slight thought, I'm like, that's not me. I visualize how I will feel after I consume it. And I've made that mistake so many times that I know it's never worth it. It's about identity, not habits. The habits will come afterwards. They are inevitable, as are you. Now, if this made sense for you, if something finally clicked, then I think we might be a good fit to work together, because every single generic fitness coach out there can write you a training plan and a diet plan. Hell, AI can even do that for you now. It won't do a very good job. Like, don't get it twisted. It's shit at writing it, but it will get you started. But how do you actually stick to the process? You have to do the deep rewiring of your identity and your mindset, which all starts from figuring out your purpose, because it's impossible. It's literally impossible to give yourself the urge, try to force yourself through willpower and discipline every single day to do all of those disgustingly difficult things when you don't have a clear reason why you're doing them. That's what I help guys with. That's why my program is different from any other fitness coach. So if that resonated and you think I can help you out, book a call in the link down below and we'll see if we're a good fit. Or just message me on Instagram. We can have a little chat. If not, I'll try to help you out anyway.